I once again want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harakwa Kodash, right? Shanya Kabadium La Rabium Lamadium Ma GMS, right? Which is to say double honors to the elders of Great Millstone that surely do rule well, right? Salutation to the Akim that push this without the sincerity and in truth. This is Lamad once again coming to you with a quick edificational video, right? Concerning Moses' father-in-law, right? What is his name? What he is called by in the scriptures, the three different names or titles, right? And the meaning of the name, basically which one is his title, right? So first precept I have is Exodus 2 verse 15 to 21. Alright, it says, now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priests of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock, right? Because they mistaken Moses for Egyptian, all right? That is understood. Verse 20, and he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have fled? Ye have left the man, call him that he may eat bread. Now Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter. Alright? So this guy here in verse what verse it is? Verse 18, right? Uriel, right? His daughter is Zipporah. And he gave Zipporah to Moses, which makes Moses his son-in-law, right? Now, if you go to verse 3 and 1, it says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of Peor, even to Horeb. So, right, the name changed right there from Revelation 2:18. It tells you that Uriel gives Zipporah to Moses, which makes Uriel, right, the father-in-law to Moses. But right here now, they tell you Jethro is the father-in-law of Moses. Now some people will say, see, the Bible contradicting. Alright? 1 minute they tell you Uriel give Zipporah to Moses, right? And now they're calling Jethro here Moses' father-in-law, right? Next precept I want to go to real quick is Exodus 4 verse 18. It says, and Moses went and returned to Jethro his father-in-law, and said unto him, let me go, I pray thee, and return unto my brethren which are in Egypt, and see whether they be yet alive. And Jethro said to Moses, go in peace. Right? So right here again, it says that Jethro is Moses' father-in-law. Now you could chip up people with that, with just this. Right? All them who say they know the Bible and they walking Bible, whatever the case is, you could ask them the question, hey, is Uriel Moses' father-in-law? Is Jethro? Because some people, if you ask them the question, they'll say Jethro is Moses' father-in-law. Jethro is Moses' father-in-law, right? But you could just show them in Exodus 2:18 that Uriel give Zipporah to Moses, right? Now, it was a custom thing for a man to have more than one wife back in those days, right? But just to show you that Jethro, Uriel, is the same person, and also the he had other names. But guess what? One of these names is just one of Moses' father-in-law title. All right. So I'll go into Numbers, the book of Numbers, chapter 10, verse 29. Right. Now it says, and Moses said unto Hobab, the son of Raguel the Midianite, right? So they say here Moses was speaking to Hobab, the son of Raguel. Now Raguel is our next way of saying Uriel, right? Which Uriel in the Hebrew is Ra'ai Wa'ala, which means friend of power. Alright? The Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, right? So some people read this and tell you, hey, well, Moses was speaking to who here? His brother-in-law. You see that the deception of English there already too. It says that Moses said unto Hobab, the son of Raguel, right? The Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying unto the place of which Yahweh said, I will give it you, and thou with us, and we will do the good, for Yahweh had spoken good concerning Israel. So the thing about it is, in this passage here, you have to, because the point is really in the conversation, because Moses was speaking to who? Hobab. All right? But here we're here telling Hobab, right? And Moses said unto Hobab, the son of Raguel, just reading it over, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying unto the place of which Yahweh said, I will give it you. Come thou with us, and we will do the good, for Yahweh had spoken good concerning Israel. And he said unto him, I will not go, but I will depart to my own land, right, and to my kindred. So this is Hobab now telling Moses, hey, because it's Hobab and Moses having the conversation here, right? So stick close to it, because that is the point, right? Is who having the conversation, right? He said unto him, I will not go, but I will depart to my own land and to my kindred, right? And he said, leave us not, I pray thee, for as much as thou knowest how we are to encamp in the wilderness, and thou mayest be to us instead of eyes, right? And it shall be, if thou go with us, it shall be that what goodness Yahweh shall do unto us, the same we will do unto thee. So this is Moses speaking back to Hobab there again, right? So if you just jump to Exodus 18, right, verse 8 and 9, right? Wap, just now had a little point up here. I'll read verse 5 and 6, because I have a little point up here. It says, and Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife unto Moses in the wilderness, right, where he encamped at the mount of power. And he said unto Moses, I thy father-in-law Jethro am come unto thee, and thy wife and her 2 sons with her, right? And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law and did obeisance and kissed him, and they asked each other of their welfare, and they came into the tent, right? But if you read verse 2, right, it's telling you that Zipporah is Jethro. Then Jethro's Moses' father-in-law took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back. So they're just showing you the fact that Jethro and Uriel, right, is the same person here, because they're speaking about Zipporah. All right. Going down to verse 8, it says, and Moses told his father-in-law all that Yahweh had done. Going back to the conversation in Numbers 10, right? It says, and Moses told his father-in-law all that Yahweh had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how Yahweh delivered them, right? And Jethro rejoiced for all goodness which Yahweh had done to Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians, right? Up, up. Right. So going on to 10, it says, and Jethro said, blessed be Yahweh, who had delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who had delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Right? So jumping on to verse 27, right? It says in Exodus 18 verse 27, right? Because they had a conversation going on with the judgment, with the princes over, thousands, hundreds, fifties, tens going on. It says, and Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. All right. So going back into Numbers 10. Verse 29 to 32. Right? And Moses said unto Hobab the son of Raguel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying unto the place of which Yahweh said, I will give it you. Come thou with us, and we will do thee good. For Yahweh had spoken good concerning Israel. And he said, I will not go, but I will depart to my own land and to my kindred. Right? So this was actually Jethro speaking there. Right? Jethro, our next name for Jethro is Hobab, right? And just to prove it, I'll go into the Bible dictionary. This blasted one, I think it from. Come on. Right? I'm gonna type up Hobab. Right? It says Hobab, beloved. The Kenite has been usually identified with Jethro, right? Exodus 5, Exodus 27, right? Comparing Numbers 10, 29 to 30, right? It says in Judges 4:11, the word rendered father-in-law means properly any male relative by marriage, right? And should be rendered brother-in-law, right? So you see some people tell you, hey, it was his brother-in-law he was speaking to. No, right? It says, as in the RV, his descendants followed Israel to Canaan and at first pitched their tents near Jericho, but afterwards settled in the south in the borders of Arad, right? So we're going now and we're typing up who is Uriel. Uriel, right, means friend of power, a son of Esau and Bashemat, right? Also, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, Raguel, if he be identified with Jethro, then this may be regarded as his proper name, and Jetha or Jethro, right? Excellency as his official title, called also Duel, right? So Uriel means the friend of Most High, but it also says that he's the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, right? Going on, see Jethro, right? Jethro, right? His Excellency or Gain, or a prince of or priest of Midian, who succeeded his father Uriel. So the thing about it is, Moses' father-in-law father also name was Uriel, right? So that is the point in it, right? But Jethro, right, going on to read, because just going on, it says Moses spent 40 years after his exile from the Egyptian court as keeper of Jethro's flock, while the Israelites were encamped at Sinai. And as soon after their victory over Amalek, Jethro came to meet Moses, bringing with him Zipporah and her two sons. They met at the Mount of the Most High, and Moses told him all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh. Exodus 18:8. On the following day, Jethro, observing the multiplicity of the duties devolving on Moses, advised him to appoint subordinate judges, rulers of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and of tens to decide smaller matters, leaving only the weightier matters to be referred to Moses, to be laid before the Lord. This advice Moses adopted. He also called Hobab, which was probably his personal name, right? So most likely Hobab is Moses' father-in-law personal name, while Jethro was an official name, but Jethro was really the title, right? Because that is the name the priests of Midian would have been carrying, like how the kings of Egypt would have been carrying Pharaoh, right? So let me see. Bap, bap, bap. Right? His Excellency gain or Prince or Priest of Midian. Right? So that is actually um the title that they would carry, the Midianites. Right? So bap, bap. Hold on. Just bear with me 1 second. Numbers 10 verse 29. Right? So in the Hebrew, the name Hobab goes back to the Hebrew Chabab, right? They have here in the Yiddish, right, or the Assyrian skip Hobab, right? But we know that, this is off already, right? So the meaning of the name is cherish. They say here Kabab, father-in-law of Moses, right? Kabab or cherished, right, or beloved, right? A next way of saying Kabab, a next meaning of Kabab is beloved, is Moses's father-in-law true name, right? While going Jethro, Hebrew Strong's, right? It would be Yathara, right? Yathara, right? They have Yaithro, pronunciation Yithro, from Hebrew Strong's 3499 with pronominal suffix His Excellency, Moses' father-in-law, right? Next one to look up. Uriel, right? And when they came to Uriel, their father, he said, right? Uriel, Hebrew Strong's Ra-I wa-Allah, Ra-I wa-Allah, Ru-Uel, transliteration, right? Definition from the same as Hebrew Strong's 7466 and Hebrew Strong's 410, friend of power. Uriel, the name of Moses' father-in-law, also of an Edomite and Israelite, Raguel. And our next name also for Uriel is Duriel, right? Which means known of power, right? So Jethro is just the title of the priest of Midian, while Hobab is his real name. All right. So going on, beloved, right? And they are also known as Kenites, right? Beloved, the Kenite has been usually identified with Jethro, right? Bam, bam, bam. And the Kenites, if you want to know who's the Kenites, right? The Kenites, they say Kenites are Smiths, the name of a tribe inhabiting the desert lying between southern Palestine and the mountains of Sinai. Jethro was of this tribe. He is called a Midianite, and hence it is concluded that the Midianites and the Kenites were the same tribe. They were wandering Smiths, the gypsies and traveling thinkers of the old Oriental world. They form an important guide in an age when the art of metallurgy was confined to a few. Right? They showed kindness to Israel in their journey through the wilderness. They accompanied them in their march as far as Jericho, and they returned to their old haunts among the Amalekites in the desert of the south of Judah. Right? They sustained afterwards friendly relations with the Israelites when settling Canaan. Right? So if anybody wants to think, they could just read up more, look up more on Jethro. Right? Probably could go into the Blue Letter, see what more information that you could find out about Jethro, Hobab, and Uriel, right? Right, just in case you had to answer any blasted these pagans, right? Right, with that, want to give our praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? Hope that it was edifying towards you, hopefully elect, right, and towards the younger brothers, right? So all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bahasham Harakwakwadash, right? Shanya Kabadium La Rabium Lamadium Ma GMS, right? All double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. I surely do real salutation to the Akim that push this word out there in sincerity and truth. Lamad once again saying Shalom.